The Talent Work Visa or Accelerated Employer Work Visa allows you to get a New Zealand residency. If you can get a full-time job offer from an accelerated employer, you will qualify for this visa and gain its advantages. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I will cover all you need to know about the Talent or Accelerated Employer Work Visa, including the application process, requirements, costs, and other details. If you haven't, now is the time to subscribe to our channel. If you do it, I will give you a free cheat sheet at the end of this video. We publish 3 new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe. Let's go. What is a Talent Work Visa? Those who have a skill that is required by an accelerated employer in New Zealand can apply for this visa. This visa is a way to get a residence visa in New Zealand. To receive this visa, the accelerated employer must grant you a full-time job offer. If you work for the same accelerated employer for up to 2 years, you can apply for New Zealand residency. Let me tell you some facts about this visa. Number 1, this is valid for 30 months. Number 2, you must be 55 or younger to apply for this visa. Number 3, you must work for the same employer who offered you the job. Number 4, you cannot enter your dependent children and partner while applying for this work visa. Number 5, you can study for 3 months every 12 months. Number 6, your visa must be entered in a valid passport. If your passport expires, you need to transfer your visa to your new passport. For this purpose, you must send an old and new passport to New Zealand Immigration, pay the visa transfer fee, and complete the application for transfer of confirmation of a visa. What are the requirements for obtaining a talent or accelerated employer work visa? Number 1, a photo for online applications and 2 photos for paper applications. Number 2, a passport, a certificate copy of it, and a certificate of identity. If you send your original passport, the application will be processed faster. Number 3, everyone over the age of 17 must send a police certificate. Get this form from your country of citizenship or the country in which you've lived for 5 years or more after reaching 17 years old. It must be in English. Number 4, have a medical examination and chest x-ray. Number 5, you must be 55 or younger. I believe I've said that. Number 6, you must have a job offer before applying. Your job offer must be full-time, given by an accelerated employer and current at the time of applying for the visa. Number 7, you should receive at least 79,560 New Zealand dollars every year. You must also provide your employment agreement to prove that you have a job offer. This agreement should include your employer's name and contact details, your name and contact details, your job title, your work address, the kind of work you'll be doing, and your responsibilities. Number 8, details of any necessary qualifications or work experience. Number 9, information about whether you'll need New Zealand registration to do the work. Number 10, the duration of work. Number 11, how long you have to keep up the job offer. Number 12, pay and work conditions that comply with New Zealand employment law. Okay, let's get serious. How to apply for a talent work visa. Before hiring a migrant, the employer will have to apply for accreditation under the new system, apply for a job check to make sure the role they want to fill cannot be done by New Zealanders, and request a migrant worker to apply for a visa. The migrant will need to meet the skills and experience standards as a part of the job check. There are 3 checks before an employer can hire a migrant worker: the employer check, the job check, and the migrant worker check. First, the employer check. To pass the employer check, the employer needs accreditation in the new system. Only accelerated employers can hire a migrant worker. The accreditation must be held by the direct employer named on the migrant workers' employment agreements. The accreditation levels are: number 1, standard accreditation. It is for employers who want to have up to 5 migrant workers at any time. 2, high volume accreditation. It is for employers who want to have 6 or more migrant workers at any time. Employers wanting to place migrants with controlling third parties, including labor hire companies, will need to meet additional criteria to get accelerated. Secondly, the job check. The job check will confirm the job pays the market rate, the terms and conditions comply with the employment laws, and the employer has done a labor market test if required. A labor market test shows that the employer has genuinely advertised the role to New Zealanders and there are no New Zealanders available to do the job. For jobs paying below the median wage, the labor market test includes checking with the Ministry of Social Development. Jobs paying 200% of the median wage and jobs paying at or above the median wage in regions also do not need a labor market test. In cities, jobs that are on a skills shortage list and pay at or above the median wage don't need a labor market test. Employers pay for a job check and can only hire a migrant worker if the job check is passed. Thirdly, the migrant worker check. The migrant worker check is where the migrant worker applies for a visa. You must show you meet Immigration New Zealand's character, identity and health requirements and meet the skills and experience standards as a part of the employer's job check application. Migrant workers or employers pay for this check. That's some good news. Okay, let's apply. The first way, paper application. Step 1, prepare the required documents based on the type of visa. Step 2, fill out the paper visa application form and pay the visa application fee and immigration levy. Then send your documents to the nearest visa application center. Step 3, New Zealand immigration processes your documents and decides whether to grant you a visa. If your visa request is approved, you can apply for residency after 2 years. The second way, online application. Step 1, you must first prepare the required documents carefully. Step 2, complete the visa application form and submit it along with other documents. First, you need to create an account on the New Zealand immigration website and then submit your documents through this account. Step 3, you can track the status of the visa application through the same account. Step 4, if your visa application is approved, you can enter New Zealand to work and apply for a talent residence visa after 2 years. Please note that it is not possible to apply for a work visa outside New Zealand due to COVID-19. Also note that if you submit your documents online, your application will be processed faster. How much does it cost to apply for this visa? It varies depending on the country you are applying from. First, go to the New Zealand immigration websites and get up-to-date information in this regard. Okay, another question. Can you travel under this visa? Once you have received your talent work visa, you have 3 months to enter New Zealand. Upon arrival in New Zealand, you have up to 30 months to travel in and out of the New Zealand. Okay, another question. How can you work in New Zealand? You can only work in specific jobs for a particular employer. If after you receive the visa, your employer loses the accelerated employer status, you can work for another accelerated employer or apply for a variation of conditions. If approved, you can work for an employer who is not an accelerated employer. If you want the New Zealand government to approve your variation of conditions, your employer must pay you at least 55,000 New Zealand dollars per year. That was it. Now you can go and apply for a New Zealand talent work visa with ease. Since the steps and requirements of this visa were too many, I've made a cheat sheet for you to avoid confusion. Go to our article about this visa on our website and get it. Link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you can stay notified every time we make new videos. You can also follow our social media accounts. Links are in the description. Thank you all for watching.